the cosplay is all over the place. Wow, man, the statues are fantastic. It's been so amazing. We just got so much information. Tons of information. We are back here on, this is the first time using the Blizz Couch.
Blizz Couch.
Welcome to the
Super
Blizz
excited
Couch.
about this whole thing.
Michelle.
Alex.
Wow.
Yeah, literally.
Lots of information in there.
Yeah.
A lot of detailed stuff.
Like zone scaling.
Zone level scaling.
That's huge.
Massive. So the fact that you're now not going to need to go through a specific level progression.
Yes, you can choose your own path.
You can choose your own path.
Outside of Suramar.
Right.
Which would be the end, but the rest of them, you can choose your own path throughout it, and they did that in Warlords of Draenor with the dungeons experience. So it's really cool that you can do this. I'm really excited.
And
about
all of the story dungeons are going to be the same way, where you're not going to need to do them in order. You're not going to need to be like, oh, one more level and I can do that first dungeon and all that stuff. This is so crazy. Lots of really great stuff. But first, we want to check back in with Malik, who is standing by in the arena with a quick esports update. What's going on over there, Malik?
Thank you, Alex. Hey, how's it going? I am here in the esports arena. And guys, I have to remind you, there are 4 world championships happening this weekend, and 3 of them have already gotten started with their rounds of 8 in Hearthstone, World of Warcraft, and StarCraft 2, which is going on right behind me. Now, there was an epic match that happened to kick off the Hearthstone tournament. Dice and Kranich, they went toe-to-toe. Dice was able to come out 3-2 on top in that match. It was a very, very close match. And right behind me, Hero is trying to make the most epic comeback against Classic. And the adrenaline in here is so high. I can hear people's hearts beating. I felt like I took a shot of epinephrine just walking into this room just now because of how tense it is. Guys, it is going down. I'm going to continue going all around the floor, getting all the updates. And guys, I have to sit down and watch the rest of this match because it is getting real. So I'm going to send it right back to you guys. Thank you very much.
Oh, man, Malik, you're having so much fun in that arena. I wish we could be kicking it with him right now.
I know.
That's so awesome.
All the esports stuff is going crazy.
I know. The stadium looks incredible. But, guys, Warcraft lead game designer Corey Stockton is coming up in just a few minutes. But first, remarkably immersive worlds are hallmarks of every Blizzard game, and original music plays a huge role in creating that experience. So let's check in with Blizzard's senior audio director, Russel Brower, to see how the music team created the atmospheric score for World of Warcraft Legion.
I've seen kingdoms burn and watched brave heroes die in vain. It's been difficult for me to trust after losing so much.
My name is Russel Brower, and I'm Senior Director of Audio and a composer for Blizzard Entertainment. Each time we start an expansion, we ask ourselves, what is it music can do that we've never done before, or that will somehow plus the whole experience and make it better? One of the things that we arrived at early on was an idea that came from one of our artists on the World of Warcraft project. And he came to me and said, I would love it if the Legion had a musical theme. Whether the Legion is coming, whether they've been here, or whether you're in the thick of it, there should be something in the music that tells you more about it. And so we thought, okay, music is a way to sort of telegraph, sometimes subtly and sometimes like it'll bang you over the head. It'll let you know that this is the Legion, and they have their own unique signature.
Open fire!
The theme we chose for the Legion, I'd say its outstanding characteristic is that it's relentless. You feel sort of an unsettling emotion, and that's because it's not even playing very loudly. It might just be a low bit of strings or something that's just very subliminal. This is maybe something that, we're not equipped with. Like, we might need a bigger boat to get to get through this. Virtually every Blizzard game has many composers, not just one, and there's a reason for that. There's a richness that comes from all our individual strengths, and it's a force multiplier when we all work together. When we all get in the studio together and we listen to each other's music being recorded, we start going, oh man, that's good. I wish I had written that. Or, hey, that gives me a great idea for this. And pretty soon, after a few months of this process, I'll find myself sitting down to put together the soundtrack album that will be in the collector's edition. And when I reach that point, I find that I can no longer tell who wrote what. I don't even remember what I wrote, because we've come to the point where musically, we're sort of finishing each other's sentences. The musical mission of Legion is to depict heroes standing together against the apocalypse. There's all kinds of horrific loss and chaos. But in the end, compassion and sacrifice comes shining through, and that's the heart and soul that hopefully you'll find between the notes in our musical score.
All of the music,
Oh,
all of it.
intense,
Russell's amazing.
intense.
He wrote Lament to the Highborn. I mean, come on. But enough about Russell for now. Right now, we have Corey Stockton, lead game designer of World of Warcraft, on the couch with us. Blizz Couch.
First guest on the Blizz Couch.
I love this. This is so much cooler than the desk.
I agree.
How you doing, man? This has been a
doing
huge
good.
day for Warcraft.
I know. It's the kind of a day we look forward to. Everyone can't wait for BlizzCon, because not only do we get to announce all the info, but there's so much energy in this place everywhere you go. You know, it's an awesome day for everyone in the team.
Well, let's first talk about that cinematic, because that was unbelievable.
I know, that one's so good. It really hits so many different emotions, right? You've got so much Alliance in it, and then you see Sylvanas come up, and the Horde. I mean, it's just like, I love it. It's like a roller coaster in this like short little period of time.
And it really kind of teases the whole Anduin storyline and what's going on there.
Oh yeah, and we've been talking about that for a long time, right? So I mean, it's finally kind of, we're building up. Oh yeah.
Exactly. Well, there's a lot of lore that's going to be coming up, I'm sure, that we'll be getting into. But one of the things that I know that we really want to hit on and talk about is the class order halls.
Oh, yes.
We really wanted to get into that with you. I know that, last expansion we focused a lot on the Garrison experience. And that was fun. We did it for a little while. But it seems now that the class order hall is being so much more specific to the class. It is a different system. What did you guys learn from the Garrison system that allowed you to implement the class orders?
Well, I think one of the biggest things that stands out as being different is that it's a shared space.
Yeah.
Right.
So everyone within that class will share that space. It's definitely something we got a lot of feedback about on the Garrison. People loved it. They thought the customization features were cool.
Totally.
But a lot of times people felt like, well, there's no one else in my Garrison.
Right, you kind of feel alone.
I'm kind of here by myself. So a big thing going into this was, how can we make something that feels uniquely yours, which is where the class part comes in, but you still get to share it with other people. So I think we kind of hit that nice intersection where you get a little bit of both.
Yeah, it feels like a place that you can hang out by yourself, meaning it's special, not just, Stormwind in the middle of it, but that there's other people there. And one of the things that I thought was really interesting was when they were talking about the quests. Oh, yeah. That they're not specifically daily quests.
Nope.
Yeah.
That really was a relief for me, because sometimes, life happens.
Oh, yeah.
And you're like, I can't get my blue icon off.
Exactly. We've got a whole new concept. We're essentially calling them world quests, which is this idea that every day out of your order hall, you'll have an emissary show up, and they'll direct you out into the world to basically do something in the world, but that's kind of like on a cooldown timer, right? So if you don't do it that day, something new could show up the next day, right? But those things don't go away. So it's very similar if you guys have obviously probably played Hearthstone, and the Hearthstone quests, how they stack up. So if you don't play for 2 days, you come back, hey, you got 2 quests. We really like that concept, so we're going to take that and do that same thing here. So if you can't do that emissary's quest, like you were talking about, it'll be there 2 days later.
Yeah,
so you
it
don't
doesn't
have
feel
to
like you missed out.
Exactly.
Exactly.
Yes, yeah.
Exactly. It's like we always want new content there, but I think you got to be able to play at your own pace.
Yeah,
definitely.
most definitely.
Well, Corey, we do have a question from Twitter for you.
Okay.
It's from Brun Flabo, and he asks, regarding flexible questing, if you want to follow the lore, where do you start and go afterwards? So we're talking about the flexible questing that was just announced in the big panel that they just talked about, that Ian was talking about. So how do we follow the lore if it's flexible questing in the zones?
It's all based on how we're structuring the quests. So part of the concept here is when you get one of these quest lines, it's going to be related to a faction. And so when you do things within the faction, you'll be pushing a main storyline along the way. So you'll be doing lots of small tasks in different zones, but all of it will play into one large faction. So you'll have the choice when you come into your order hall for the day and we offer you something, you can choose to do that thing and do, say, 5 quests that are all kind of part of a package and earn a nice big faction hit all together. Or you could decide that you don't want to do that, and you could just go out into the zones and kind of do the world quests on your own. You'll still earn faction, but it'll be in smaller amounts, and you wouldn't kind of see that story in that order that we were presenting it.
So there will still be a storyline that you can follow if you do it, so you can follow a specific line if you want to?
You can, for sure.
But if you don't want to, it doesn't matter at all.
Yep, it's a choice.
Scale.
So if say a bunch of your buddies like a zone, and you guys all want to play together that night and just do the world quests in that zone, you can do that.
So
and
you're
you can
not
do everything
spoiling
there.
the sort of zone story.
I love that.
Playing with your friends, you can just go and level, have fun, do world quests. Oh, that's
well, and it's
fantastic.
because they're separated, right? The world quests are a max level thing. So when you're leveling up through the zones, by the time you get to the world quest, you're going to know these factions that you're doing it for because you already leveled up through High Mountain. You leveled up through Suramar. So you've gone through these zones and interacted with those factions, and then we're sending you back to continue that progress. So we really see it as an extension of the leveling into the end game.
That's so amazing. I have to talk about the challenge dungeon keystones. I am a huge Diablo 3 nut. And when he started talking about the challenge keystones, I was like, Greater Rift keystones in World of Warcraft dungeons? I mean, I had to change pants quickly. It's fantastic. So was that something that you pulled out of the Diablo 3 endgame stuff?
I mean, it's definitely
that just sort of melted around.
The concept, for sure. I mean, a ton of us in the team have played Reaper's an incredible
Amazing.
game. It's so good in so many ways. And, you know, a ton of us have been playing it, and that's the thing at Blizzard, right? All of us play all of the other games. And so you get ideas, and we're like, that's working really well. How can we kind of integrate that in a way that fits, and feels right? And challenge modes is something that we've been evolving. You know, over the expansions, we had the original idea. We've pushed it, kind of changed it a little bit, and it's something we like. I think people like the challenge, but once they were over, it was just kind of over. So this concept is great because you can really keep pushing yourself, push it.
That's fantastic. You know? Corey, thank you so much for stopping by.
We are
to be our first guest on the Blizz Couch.
It's amazing. Well, we're going to take you over right now to the Heroes of the Storm Hero Design Panel. Much more coming up. We'll see you in a bit.